بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Hello everybody. In the previous lecture we provided an overview of informatics drivers and trends in the healthcare field. We also defined the informatics teams, their skills, rules, and responsibilities, identified how health informaticians process data into information and knowledge for healthcare tasks with the support of information technology to improve patient care and healthcare quality. However, our lecture for today will be about the sub-disciplines of health informatics. In this lecture, we are going to in this lecture, we are going to describe and compare the different the difference in the subspecialties of health informatics, such as clinical informatics, imaging informatics, bioinformatics, public health informatics, nursing informatics, and clinical research informatics, consumer informatics, and the pharmacy informatics. The learning objectives of our lecture today is the students will be able at the end of the lecture to describe informatics area of applications, and you'd also be able to identify the different subspecialties of health informatics. Health informatics is highly dynamic and diverse discipline. Healthcare industry requires all type of informaticians to meet the ever-increasing information needs. Gathering, processing, and analyzing data from multiple clinical, financial, and administrative systems is important to be able to sort through volumes of data for health intelligence purposes. Therefore, health informatics is a multidisciplinary field, and there are sub-disciplines or subspecialties of informaticians such as bioinformatics, clinical informatics, consumer informatics, dental informatics, healthcare informatics, imaging informatics, medical informatics, nursing informatics, public health informatics, and finally the pharmacy informatics. As we mentioned before in the previous lectures, health informatics is emerging as the most current and inclusive name. Next, some of those subspecialties will be defined that we already mentioned in the previous slide. The first subspecialties of health informatics is the clinical informatics. Clinical informatics is the study of how technology and data analytics can be used to improve patient care plans. By giving the ever-increasing availability of digital patient information from electronic health records, medical images, and other sources, providers rely on quality, up-to-date, and technology when assessing their patients. Physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and therapists collect and share data so they can create a patient treatment plan. During this process, clinicians use various pieces of technology and equipment to gather, store, and distribute patient information. At its core, clinical informatics centers on providing better patient care using technology. Clinical informaticians evaluate the efficacy and operation of clinical information systems, how the information is used, and how to best improve the quality of care moving forward. Okay. So what's the clinical informatics? As defined by Shortleff and Ployos, clinical informatics is the application of biomedical informatics in the patient care domain and combined of computer science, information science, and clinical science designed to assist in the management and processing of clinical data, information, and knowledge to support clinical practice. Clinical informatics is individual, patient-oriented focused. According to American Medical Information Association, clinical informatics is concerned with information used in healthcare by clinicians. The electronic medical records or electronic health records is an example of clinical informatics application. Okay, what does a clinical informatics do? Clinical informaticians combine the practices of computer science, information science, healthcare, and healthcare management in order to improve workflows, health outcomes, and strengthen clinician-patient relationships. Okay. With those broad goals in mind, clinical informaticians use their knowledge of patient care and their understanding of health informatics tools to accomplish the following. First, assess the needs of healthcare professionals and patients, appraise and refine clinical processes, participate in customization, development, and management of clinical information systems, Additional duties can include training medical staff on system use and working across multiple departments to encourage colleagues to share information. So, why is clinical informatics important? Clinical informatics helps optimize the acquisition, storage, retrieval, and use of information in healthcare. Uh, as a result, when clinicians openly collaborate with other healthcare and information technology professionals more resourcefully, uh, patient care becomes safer and more effective. The role of clinical informatics in patient safety. As the delivery of healthcare becomes increasingly complex, the dependence on effective systems to prevent medical errors become increasingly critical. Uh, Healthcare continues to take place in isolated systems with little standardization and few safeguards, especially, especially when compared to other industries. Uh, Therefore, in this complicated and fragmented environment, it is not surprising that medical errors frequently occur. Uh, the overwhelming amount of medical information, coupled with the rapid growth in new pharmacotherapies and technologies, increasing time constraints placed on providers, mounting pressures to reduce cost, and suboptimal system for delivering care make it virtually impossible for individual clinicians to provide high quality, error-free care and consistent phases. Therefore, uh, there is an evidence has shown that the computerized decision support system can improve patient safety. The data processing capacity of computer has been enhanced by a number of electronic system design to assist in clinical decision making. Uh, these systems range from computerized reminders about preventive services to alert about drug interaction to computerized ventilator management. Uh, Furthermore, there are several examples of clinical informatics applications that have been shown to improve patient safety and shown the role of clinical informatics in patient safety. At the LDS hospital in Salt Lake City, a computerized decision support system with physician order entry has reduced the incidence of adverse drug events related to antibiotic administration by 75% and significantly reduced order for drugs for which patients reported allergies and adverse effects caused by antibiotics. The second subspecialty of health informatics is imaging informatics. As we know, imaging plays a central role in healthcare process. The field is crucial not only to healthcare, but also to medical communication and education, as well as in research. In fact, um, much of our recent progress, particularly in diagnosis, can be traced to the availability of increasingly sophisticated imaging techniques that not only show the structure of the body in incredible detail, but also show the function of the tissues within the body. So, as we mentioned before, informatics is the science and practice of computer information system. Imaging informatics encompasses the use of information technology to deliver efficient, accurate, and reliable medical imaging services within healthcare network. It is inherent, is felt in very step of the process of patient imaging, from order entry to results communication. So, what's imaging informatics? Imaging informatics is concerned with the common issues that arise in all image modalities relating to the acquisition of images in or conversion to digital form, and the analysis, manipulation, and use of those images once they are in digital form. So the imaging informatics is tissues and organs focused. An example of imaging informatics application is a computerized tomography CT scanner, which uses software algorithms to create a three-dimensional image of the body parts. Another example is picture archiving and communication system, which are a combination of hardware and software dedicated to the short and long-term storage, retrieval, management, distribution, and presentation of images. This system, picture archiving and communication system, has a significant role in the healthcare informatics and in the electronic health records, and playing a significant role also in order to the electronic health informatics exchange between the healthcare providers or between the healthcare organizations. Okay, so it's very significant and important in order to exchange imagings, patient imagings between healthcare providers or healthcare providers and organization, or through between healthcare organizations. Sorry. Although there are many types of imaging equipments, the the modalities produced are nearly always acquired in or converted to digital form. The evaluation of imaging from analog film-based acquisition to digital format has been driven by the necessities of cost reduction, efficient throughput, and workflow in managing and viewing an increasing proliferation in the number of images produced per imaging procedures. Currently, hundreds or even thousands of images. At the same time, having images in digital format makes them amenable to image processing methodologies for enhancement analysis, display, storage, and even enhanced interpretation. Okay. Because of the ubiquity of image in biomedicine, the increasing availability of image in digital form, the rise of high-powered computer hardware and networks, and the commonality of image processing solutions, digital images have become a core data type that must be considered in many biomedical informatics applications. Radiologists have key roles as a leader in imaging informatics and are the liaison between the clinical needs of the healthcare enterprise and the applicability of an information technology team. Radiologists also can serve as innovators in a constantly evolving field to optimize the flow of medical information within radiology department and throughout a health care institution. Uh, Another subspecialties of health informatics is the bioinformatics. Um, there is no universally agreed upon definition of bioinformatics. In brief, bioinformatics deals with the management of vast amount of biological data with the help of technology and statistics. It is also defined as the study of how information is represented and transmitted in biological systems, starting at the molecular level. Bioinformatics is molecular and cellular processes focused. Uh, sorry. An example of bioinformatics application is genomic sequencing. With advancement in biology, an increasing amount of data, the genetic data, came to be generated. The success of the Human Genome Research Project further generated data that was becoming unmanageable. The use of computer systems to apply statistics and algorithms to these data became imperative. Thus, technology became an integral part in biological data management. Uh, the application and future prospects for bioinformatics. Uh, in this slide, and I think one more slide, there's an example of application and the future prospects of bioinformatics. The first one is bioinformatics ensure the success of the Human Genome Project, which involved sequencing the entire human genome. This project has made it possible to understand the gene regulation and the course of genetic diseases, therapy aiding in the development of new therapies. Bioinformatics tools help in drug discovery by identifying the target sites in infective organisms. Other application of bioinformatics is the computer-aided drug design, CAD. By pharmaceutical research companies require bioinformatics tools to simulate drug receptor interactions. The sequence analysis determine evaluationary relationships of organisms. Protein and gene identification reveal the cause of several disorders, can predict the course of disorder and how the condition would affect the individual. Predicting protein structures is essential for drug discovery and research, as most drugs bind to proteins. Homology modeling reveals the 3D structure of proteins. By mapping the gene sequence and the protein structure of pathogens who are resistant to antibiotics, bioinformatics can identify other potential sites or confirm the requirements for new therapies. The bioinformatics is concerned with identifying organisms through their genetic structure that utilize carbon source for energy therapy, helping in improving the climate. By researching planet and animals' genomes, discoveries are being made in bioinformatics that improve agricultural practices also in the agriculture field. Bioinformatics tools aid in searching for information from the massive numbers of repositories available today. This data mining is essential for further research. Bioinformatics tools can be search tools like BLAST. This tool search for similar genes or programming languages like Perl that ensure communication across different platforms, databases that store all the research data, common terminologies for interoperability, and microarrays. The microarrays are one of the most important bioinformatics tools that measure the expression level of many genes simultaneously, unlike the past tools that would only measure one gene at a time. Therefore, they save time and cost and deliver quick results. National Center of Biotechnology Information runs several important databases that have an enormous amount of genetic data stored for all living forms. Swissport is a protein sequence database at Swiss Institute of Bioinformatics in Geneva. Health informatics is dependent on bioinformatics because knowledge gained from the genetic data will change the healthcare delivery methods, alter the way decisions are made, and thereby affect system designs and lead to the development of new terminologies. So it's envisioned that the future electronic health records, electronic medical record would incorporate individual genetic data so that the individual can benefit from customized medications. It will be within the health informatician's capacity to integrate the data and develop interoperable and secure systems Therefore, they would also have to collaborate increasingly with bioscientists, and this entails the need for health informaticians to be aware of the domain of um, bioinformatics. Public health informatics. uh, Another subspecialties of health informatics is the public health informatics. Uh, Recognized as information intensive, healthcare requires timely, accurate information from many different sources generated by health information system. uh, with the availability of information technology in today's world and its integration in healthcare system, the term public health informatics was coined and used. The main focus of public health informatics is the use of information science and technology for promoting population health rather than of individuals. Uh, Public health informatics has a disease prevention rather than treatment focus in order to prevent chain of events or disease spread. Uh, Furthermore, public health informatics often operates at the level of government rather than at the private sector. So what's the public health informatics? Public health informatics is an emerging field, and it's defined as the, the systematic application of information and computer science and technology in areas of public health, including surveillance, prevention, preparedness, and health promotion. Another definition is that uh, it is development, implementation, and management of population-based public health information systems and infrastructures for surveillance system development, group utilization analysis, program outcome and quality assurance, public health systems analysis, and evidence-based diseases management. Okay? So basically, uh, public health informatics is using informatics in public health data collection, analysis, and actions. Emphasis on disease prevention in the population, realizing its objectives using a large variety of interventions, and work within governmental setting are aspects that make public health informatics different than other fields of informatics. So public health informatics applies technology to promote population health rather than individual health, and also prevent disease and injury. Therefore, it is not limited to the clinical encounter, and data must be obtained from multiple disparate sources. The main applications of public health informatics are promoting the health of the whole population, which will ultimately promote the health of individuals. And secondly, preventing diseases and injuries by changing the conditions that increases the risk of the population. Okay. Even though public health informatics was formally introduced in the 1995, it was the Institute of Medicine report published in 2002 that emphasized the critical importance of this field. Improvement in information technology, change in the medical care delivery system, and new challenge to the public health system are the main reasons behind the sudden interest in public health informatics. Uh, Such as emerging infectious diseases, obesity, bioterrorism, natural disaster, health literacy are examples of the new challenges. Uh, Secondly, the rapidity with which those events are detected, analyzed, and understood will determine the timeliness and effectiveness of medical and uh, public health response. So, automation and redesigning information systems are methods of public health informatics uh, to improve syndromic surveillance systems, outbreak detection, knowledge management, data mining, and health planning. And this is also one of the main goals of electronic health records to improve syndromic surveillance systems and outbreak detection, knowledge management, data mining, and health planning. So improve data sharing and communication would improve population health. So there is a need to develop integrated national public health information systems, and more importantly, there is a need for skilled professionals to develop and implement them. So examples of public health informatics applications, the National Notifiable Disease Surveillance System, Biosurveillance, and the National Electronic Telecommunication System for Surveillance, immunization registers, immunization information systems, homeland security, bioterrorism, and outbreak management, electronic laboratory reporting and prevention. Now we are going to study other discipline of health informatics, which is the nursing informatics. Nursing informatics, until recently, nursing informatics was one of the lesser known nursing specialties, even though it has been recognized specialty for over 30 years. Nursing informatics is the science and practice that integrates nursing, its information and knowledge, with information and communication technologies to promote the health of people, families, and communities worldwide. The application of nursing informatics knowledge is empowering for all health practitioners in achieving patient-centered care. So, due to the increased implementation of technologies such as electronic medical records, nursing informatics has been gaining in popularity, and the number of informatic nurses is growing. With the anticipated emergence of the electronic medical record as the primary tool for documenting and communicating patient information in the coming years, the role of an informatic nurse is becoming more important as it relates to patient care, care quality, and overall healthcare improvement. Nursing informatics is one of the oldest subspecialties of health informatics. It has been around since 1970, and it's defined as a specialty that integrates nursing science, computer science, information science to manage and communicate data, information, and knowledge in nursing practice in order to support patients, nurses, and other providers in their decision making in all rules and settings. As we know, nurses comprise the biggest workforce in healthcare. Therefore, nurses are the largest work group of end users of electronic medical records and clinical information systems. So it's significant that they are involved in the design and implementation or process of electronic health records. So nursing informaticians are seeking more recognition and professional training and education. What's an informatics nurse? The nursing informatics is a clinician with extensive clinical experience who understands and is experienced in utilizing and implementing the nursing process. This clinician has also additional knowledge and experience related to technology and information systems. An informatics nurse may be known as a nurse informatist, clinical informatist, a clinical system analyst, an informatics nurse specialist, or simply an informatics nurse. However, all of these titles refer to a nurse with knowledge and experience using technology and applying this knowledge to all facets of nursing practice to improve nursing and patient care and healthcare quality. Nurse informaticians work as developers of communication and information technologies, educators, researchers, chief nursing officers, chief information officers, software engineers, implementation consultants, policy developer, and business owners to advance healthcare. To advance healthcare, okay? Uh, Nurse informatics is the bridge between technology and patient care. Uh, as more institutions begin to recognize the potential of nursing informatics for improving the quality of patient care, the quality and safety of patient care, the number of nursing informatic positions being created will be increased. These positions can be found in all patients' care settings as well as in a private industry. For nurses looking to specialize, nursing informatics is a rewarding career choice. And examples of nursing informatics methods in utilizing information technology. First, augmenting in-house nursing uh, staff with remote support staff. Wearing near-hands-free communication devices to stay in real-time communication with colleagues. And finally, utilizing a hospital nursing internet to look up protocols, procedures, and standards of care, as well as to deliver alerts, announcements, and educational materials. Okay. Okay. Another discipline of health informatics is the pharmacy informatics. Pharmacy has historically been an early adopter of information technology to support administrative and operational functions. Uh, Pharmacy informatics was actually part of practice long before it was uh, a cogent term or discipline. In fact, even the study of computers and technology to improve pharmacy practice dates back over 20 years ago as technologies evolved that impacted the delivery of medication therapy. They permitted a re-engineering of the medication use process. Today, it's impossible to envision a future pharmacy practice model that's not heavily reliant on pharmacy informatics, which focuses on the use and integration of data, information, knowledge, and technology involved with medication use processes to improve outcomes. Therefore, pharmacy informatics is significant uh, in leveraging the existence and future tools to support medication-related care, such as uh, ensuring patient safety and healthcare quality, provide guidance and leadership for all technology initiatives that support medication use, and finally customize and tailor health information system and technology to the needs of the practice. Okay. Uh, so now, what's the pharmacy informatics? The American Society of Health System Pharmacy formally uh, define pharmacy informatics as the use and integration of data, information, knowledge, technology, and automation in the medication use process for the purpose of improving health outcomes. Okay. Pharmacy informatics focus on the use and integration of data, information, knowledge, and technology involved with medication use processes in order to improve patient outcomes. So, in more practical terms, uh, pharmacy informatics is the use of electronic health data support safe and effective medication use. Pharmacy informatics can include various aspects of medication management, from a drug utilization review to the use of barcoding technology during product dispensing to the development of alert systems to improve prescribing and dispensing of medications. Pharmacy informatics involves broad collaboration between pharmacists, pharmacy technicians, physicians, nurses, information technology personnel, and other healthcare professionals. Uh, Hence, pharmacy informatics has grown to be an integral discipline within the clinical informatics domain, centered on effective management and delivery of medication-related data, information, and knowledge across systems that support the medication use process. So the uses of informatics have ranged from improving pharmaceutical care in oncology to providing clinical decision support for antimicrobial stewardship and pharmacokinetics um, to containing costs in managed care. Okay. Okay. What are the rules and responsibilities of pharmacy informatics? Pharmacists who practice clinical informatics must collaborate with other healthcare and information technology professionals to promote the safe, efficient, effective, timely, and optimal use of medications. Pharmacy informatics contribute to the transformation of healthcare by analyzing, designing, implementing, maintaining, and evaluating information and communication systems that improve medication-related outcomes and strengthen the pharmacist-patient relationship. Okay? So the role of pharmacy informaticians revolves around their knowledge of pharmacy practice and safe medication use, clinical decision making, and the improvement of medication therapy outcomes. Uh, this combined with their understanding, or these combined with their understanding of the discipline of informatics and health information technology systems. Uh, Pharmacists' professional identity, education, training, and experience with medication management make them ideal candidates to play a significant role and fill a critical need in pharmacy informatics. Uh, their firm understanding of core pharmacy operations, clinical practice, the medication use process, standards, and regulation, and their long history of utilizing technology to support medication management provide the essential components for effectively transitioning into their role. Uh, the pharmacy informatics primary rules and responsibilities must encompass 5 broadly defined categories. The first category is data, information, and knowledge management. By managing medication-related information while promoting integration, interoperability, and information exchange. Uh, the second category is information and knowledge delivery, delivering medication-related information and knowledge throughout the clinic knowledge life cycle, starting from the point of knowledge generation through the classification and embedding knowledge into the workflow and measuring the usage and effectiveness of that knowledge. Uh, Practice analytics, developing point of business analytic solutions for improving decision making. Uh, other category is the applied clinical informatics. By applying user experiences, research, and theoretical informatics principle to improve clinical practice and usability. And the last one is leadership and management of change by leading and participating in the procurement, development, implementation, customization, management, evaluation, and continuous improvement of clinical information systems. Uh, Clinical research informatics is considered also as one of the health informatics discipline. Clinical research is critical to the advancement of medical science and public health. Conducting such research is a complex, resource-intensive endeavor comprised of a multitude of actors, workflows, processes, and information resources. Ongoing large-scale efforts have explicitly focused on increasing the clinical research capacity of the biomedical sector and have served to increase attention on clinical research and related biomedical informatics activities throughout the governmental, academic, and private sectors. Such programs and initiatives have served as significant catalyst for the emergence of a new subdiscipline of biomedical informatics focused on clinical research, referred to as clinical research informatics. The clinical research informatics is growing rapidly and has already enabled significant improvement in the quality and efficiency of clinical research. As clinical research informatics emerges as a highly valued area of activity, it is imperative that those working in and concerned with advancement in this space share an understanding of its scope and the range of challenges and opportunities facing this domain. So the definition of clinical research informatics. Clinical research informatics is rapidly evolving. Uh, uh, Subdiscipline within biomedical informatics that focus on developing new informatics theories, tools, and solutions to accelerate the full transitional continuum, basic research to clinical trials to academic health, center practice, diffusion and implementation, to community practice and real-world outcomes. Clinical research informatics, an emerging subdomain of biomedical informatics, is currently not well defined. Clinical research informatics involves the use of informatics in the discovery and management of new knowledge relating to health and disease. Clinical research informatics include management of information related to clinical trial and also involve informatics related to secondary research, use of clinical data. Clinical research informatics and transitional bioinformatics are the primary domain related to informatics activities to support transitional research. The role of clinical research informatics is to apply the science of information management in order to support clinicians and enable effective and efficient clinical research at healthcare settings. The key strategic goal for clinical research informatics is to build a world-class clinical research informatics and technology infrastructure through the implementation of systems, tools, data extracting, analytics, reporting, and program management services. Clinical research informatics also provides a technical management support and evaluation for hardware and software tools specific to clinical research studies. It involves the use of informatics in the discovery and management of new knowledge relating to health and disease. It includes management of information related to clinical trials and also involves informatics related to secondary research use of clinical data. Clinical research informatics and transitional bioinformatics are the primary domain related to informatics activities to support transitional research. So the last discipline in health informatics is the consumer health informatics. The consumer health informatics is the field devoted to informatics from multiple consumer or patient views. These include patient-focused informatics, health literacy, and consumer education. The focus is on information structure and processes that empower consumers to manage their own health. For example, health information literacy, consumer-friendly language, personal health records, and internet-based strategies and resources. The shift in this view of informatics analysis consumers' need for information studies and implements methods for making information accessible to consumers and models and integrates consumer preference into health information systems. Consumer informatics stands at the crossroads of their disciplines, such as nursing informatics, public health, health promotion, health education, library science, and communication science. An example of consumer informatics is personal health records. Okay. Well, these slides are the references of this lecture. Okay, thank you very much for your listening. This is the end of our lecture today. I hope you find it nice, simple, and interesting. Our lecture, the next lecture, sorry, will be about medical information systems. We are going to describe the medical information systems area of applications such as clinical information systems, nursing information systems, radiology information systems, and I identify the different the subspecialties of these subspecialties of medical information system. Thank you again, and bye for now.